Okay. Now, did you guys train him to poop before going in the water? That's really awesome. This is his fourth time. First time without sedation. Each time it gets better. The staff here at Tahoe Rehab and Conditioning are awesome. They're very patient and very knowledgeable. Silver, it's just me.
So this is a rehab type horse situation, and so with this kind of situation, a horse that's conditioning, you don't want to trot them in this environment, because with the way the water resistance is, it can make them more awkward than helpful for their movement. So what we try to do with a rehab is we work them up to the most comfortable walking speed, where they're the most, like, working at the most efficient pace, and then from there we'll maybe progress the time frame. And but for a rehab like this, a conditioning horse might work up to 20-25 minutes. This guy is only going to go to 12 minutes today. So But we're gonna play with his speed, and I might bump up his speed just a little bit because he's moving a lot more comfortably today. And that might be him relaxing because of the environment. He's getting more comfortable, but he's a bigger horse. He's got a nice long stride, so we want to utilize that and get him to a working pace, so he's conditioning his muscles as well as rehabbing from that injury.
And then you were telling me last time you brought up something that I had known but I had forgotten about, that when you get to the 15-minute point, that's when you switch over from an anaerobic exercise to an aerobic exercise, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So you were telling me that you stay at the 15 to 20-minute mark for a long time. Is that correct?
So we try, when we get a new horse, a rehab specifically, we start at 10 minutes and we kind of work them up to that 15-minute mark really slowly. And then when they hit that 15-minute mark, we'll hover there for a while so they can really develop. It becomes a conditioning exercise as well as a rehab at that 15-minute mark. Before that point, they're not really getting the full benefit of the exercise. So from there, once they're working comfortably at that 15-minute mark and we've upped their speed to the maximum walk that we can get in here, then we'll start slowly moving them up to 20. And once they reach 20, they're in full conditioning as well as a rehab. So that'll be during the later point of the rehab.
So when you say hovering at that 15-minute mark, can you give us an idea of that, like a few days, or is it each horse's?
It depends on the horse, of course, but we find that sometimes that 15-minute mark can last between 1 to 3 weeks. Yeah, so it can last a while. Our in-house rehabs that need a little more intensive of care, we've had horses at that 15-minute mark for a month or more. Yeah, so it just depends on the injury, of course. And yeah, with his neck injury, that's kind of new territory, and we're seeing how this affects that. So we definitely want to take it slow and not overdo it, but we want him to utilize the benefits of this activity as much as possible. Yeah.
So what kind of considerations are you guys taking into what you're doing and your approach, knowing that he's got a neck injury? I know that Dr. Shane Miller is the veterinarian who's overseeing the process.
Yes.
So what might you guys be doing differently, or what are you aware of, just as a warning or red flag precautionary steps?
Well, the cool part about the water therapy is it distributes their, how do I explain this? It distributes the workout between the muscles. So when you're on the ground and they're working out of the water, they might be compensating on a portion of their body to make up for like that pain that they might be feeling. So they're using one side of their body more. Now with this, it kind of puts them in a situation where they have to use their entire body and proportionately, or else just with the resistance of the water, and it makes it a lot easier for them because they're not suffering from the impact of the hard ground. So with that in consideration, adapting to his neck injury simply looks at like just taking it slow and seeing how this impacts that injury in a good or negative light, which so far it seems like it's been positive.
Right. And so one of the things I've been doing is I'll take him out and walk him before I bring him, or even do like a little bit of trot, and then compare it, right? And then we have Donna's scan, as well as I have Chrissy Gunn that's doing some massage therapy that'll start next week too.
Oh, cool.
So we'll be getting feedback from everybody about how he's progressing, right?
Yes, I love that. Yeah.
So if the muscles start getting too tight, or if he starts looking a little more off, to me, he's been looking better and better and better so far. So I'm like, okay, we're going in the right direction.
Yes.
But if at any point he starts looking more sore, then I'll tell them and we'll back it down.
Exactly.
Or keep it there.
Yep.
So knowing your horse, right?
That's the key.
Yeah.
And we can only know these, like anybody who holds it, the owner it's cool having the owner there because they know their horse, and we don't have that benefit as much. So it's kind of a collaboration in a lot of ways. But yeah, it's a cool experience. I'm excited to see how this impacts this guy.
Yeah. One of the things we're already seeing is his withers are filling in with muscle on either side. And he used to have, I think, a neck trauma. He has an accident. So it's making him move his shoulders the way he hasn't. Doesn't it look? It's amazing. He puts on muscle really quick.
Oh, that's good.
He used to have it too, which helps.
Yeah, this can be a hard process to go through having any workout when they So we are going to back to that as well because we love this kind of pushing on this rope. He's not getting, he wants to stretch more in the water. And because it's such warm water, it's very relaxing for their muscles. So naturally they do want to stretch as much as they can. And that's what's comfortable for them. So we don't want to hold them back if they're offering to do that. So now he's working a little bit more, you can see. And trying to get his balance and adjust himself for that speed. But still looks comfortable moving at that pace.
That's how we like you. You're a person not her. They say you buy the walk in the dinner.
His comfortable walk was slower than our little 14-hand quarter horses.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. Yes. When they cross over and they're ready to do that and they're not as awkward with their movement, they like to work and they like to walk out.
Yeah, we got a whole lot more blowing and a whole different feel to him when he picked up that pace.
Right. Good
Man.
Now he gets his bath.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's part of the experience.
Part of the spa treatment.
Yes. Yes,
so
it
good.
is.
Because you were just wondering about what happened when you came over there. You're like, what is behind there? I thought you were going to be good in your regular halter today too, but I'm like, I don't even think you need the rope halter.
It was so good. Okay. If there's nobody here, we go. Sorry, buddy. And I think I told you, but when his tail starts to get a little corny, you know, a little stiff, let me know and we'll put
Yeah.
some conditioner.
I
in.
washed it yesterday, so.
It does feel really soft. I was thinking that.
I was like, just gonna tell you, thank you for telling me.
Yes.
I'm trying, I know. Licking and chewing. Good boy. Yeah. Good boy. You saw that stud out there and you're like, the stud was like, are you there? Are you there?
Yeah.
No?
That stuff gets very excited when babies walk by.
Oh, I bet he does. What's his name?
Oh, I don't know. The one outside, right?
Yeah.
He's at the hospital or something. I think he's breathing actually. They're correcting him. But. Oh boy.
How you doing, Silver?
He's gonna swing around, I think. Just, just trying to figure out.
It's a weird one. Mostly you hear for months and they hear that and they're like, oh, yeah.
There you go. Good boy. Figure it out. Good boy. Yeah, you're smart boy. You're a smart boy.
It was so good today. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
power is going to make her one phenomenal horsewoman and barn manager.
You're such a good boy too. He's like, yeah, that's just my kid. He's like, don't you have one too? So he's like,
Where's yours at?
yeah. He's like, doesn't everybody have a screamer?
Every horse needs a little girl.
It's true.
Yeah.
Hey, you did so good today, bud.
All right, there's treatment number 4 completed.